We have ridden the Shimano EP8 a lot, and check out our review of that motor for more info. But this time we are riding the Shimano EP8 RS. It's exactly the same motor, basically. It's the same weight, same size, the same motor rattle when coasting, and when pedaling, when not pedaling too hard, it's the same power too, making the Shimano EP8 RS one of the most powerful lightweight EMTB motors out there. But there are a few differences between the EP8 and the EP8 RS. Most importantly, the maximum motor power. The EP8 RS is 60 Newton meters compared to the 85 Newton meters of the standard EP8 motor. That makes the motor a tad less powerful, and that can be noticed when pedaling hard going uphill fast. But I really think the EP8 RS is surprisingly powerful. We compared it against a few other lightweight motors and against the Bosch Performance CX 85 Newton meters. When pedaling calmly, not pushing too hard at 60 and 80 cadence, the Shimano EP8 RS really can compete with the Bosch Performance CX, and it's among the most powerful motors for the lightweight EMTBs. I want to put the lightweight EMTB motors into two categories. We got the super compact motors, and we got the bigger, more powerful ones. The bigger, more powerful ones, like this one, is a bit more noisy, but a big difference between them is when pedaling calmly at like 50 cadence, you get a lot of assistance on these bigger motors. And it's comparable to the full fat, full power EMTB motors. These bigger lightweight EMTB motors are, they are more noticeable. It's easier to see that this actually is an EMTB. And the motor being bigger, it can bring some compromises to frame design. But on the Shimano EP8 RS, the crank axle is placed really far backwards in the motor, so it doesn't really affect chainstay length, for instance. The EP8 always had a very good ratio between power and control. It's really easy holding back the motor, riding the motor in full power on technical trails. And the EP8 RS, being a tad weaker, actually is even better. It's a great motor on the rocky, rooty trails. It's easy holding the bike back. And when you hit the pedals, you instantly get nice support. And when easing off, it instantly disappears. The power cuts really quite fast. No motor overrun. But motor overrun can be a good thing too. It can help you clear obstacles when you have to level the pedals to avoid a pedal strike, for instance. This motor activates very quickly though, so I really don't miss the overrun at all. The EP8 is among one of the more silent full power EMTB motors. And it's the same with this EP8 RS, but there are a few other lightweight EMTB motors that are more quiet. And there are many motors that are more quiet when coasting downhill without pedaling. There is a motor rattle on this motor and on the Bosch Performance CX that few other motors have. You can hear the rattle, and as I drop the bike, you can notice the pedals are spinning backwards, or the cranks are spinning backwards. So there is some pedal kickback that makes the internals of the motor come into contact and create this rattle noise. Here is an example of what the EP8 and the EP8 RS is very good at. Motor is activating, deactivating, I'm not using the brakes, and I can do this really sharp turn. Many other motors will ramp up when they activate, so they will push the bike forwards even though I'm easing off the pedal power. Here you can see how quick the motor is to activate. It doesn't activate immediately. If I push the pedals, it doesn't activate. I need some motion. So I start pedaling, and there the power is. And I remove my foot immediately, and the motor cut. Just like on the EP8, we got app support. We can use the ETube app to tweak the assistance modes, and we got 2 different profiles which can be set with different levels of assistance. So the Shimano EP8 RS, it's probably the most heavy, lightweight EMTB motor out there. But there are some great advantages. The power of this motor, the 60 Nm motor, it reminds me a lot about the Shimano E7000 and even the Shimano E8000, the old 70 Nm motor. Sure, the E8000 will give you a proper push and it will feel more powerful. So when riding on the trails, you are able to utilize more of the power on the Shimano EP8 RS actually. If you fancy a lightweight EMTB, but you're not ready to give up a lot of power, this is a great option. And aftermarket care is another reason for going with the Shimano motor. This EP8 RS can be taken to any Shimano service center if you have a problem. Many of the other lightweight EMTB motors are, they're not that widely available, and there are fewer service centers, and I'm guessing not all of them has the same availability as the Shimano EP8, if you need a warranty replacement, for instance.